Hi, I'm Jeray Weber with Intentional Life Therapy. Today I want to talk to you about recognizing emotions when they pop up, and especially the emotions of your subconscious mind. Sometimes when we experience a life event and it's traumatic, or we deem it stressful or threatening in some way, we swallow that emotion or we repress it. And it stays there. It stays locked away in our subconscious for a good long time. Usually, when our emotional state becomes more safe, more secure, those subconscious emotions might rise to the top, and they may manifest themselves in ways that you don't expect. For example, a couple of weeks ago, I was not able to go to sleep. I stayed up until about 3:30. And I was just ruminating about all these things that I had done in my past that weren't in line with what I am now. And I was really feeling down on myself. I felt bad about these thoughts and these things that I had done. And I was starting to kind of downward spiral in this yucky feeling, like I'm a bad person and why did I do those things and I was such a fool, things like that. And then I said, hold up, what's happening here? I had to stop myself for a minute, and I had to process what was actually happening in this moment. So in my life right now, I feel like I'm pretty peaceful. And perhaps as a result of that peacefulness, the things that were trapped in my subconscious mind, the things that I had been feeling guilty about or that were traumatic in some way or another to me, were able to manifest themselves, because now I'm in a state where I can process it in a safe manner, whereas before perhaps I was not. And so here in the middle of the night, I was thinking of all these things, and I realized, what is my subconscious trying to tell me? What do I need to learn from what's happening right now? And what I learned was I need to process these emotions. I need to go ahead and process them out and release them, so that they're no longer part of my subconscious mind, trapping me or making me feel bad about myself in the background, because sometimes that happens. We have these programs running in the back of our mind that make us feel a certain way, although we're not consciously aware of it. But it definitely affects how we perform, what we think about ourselves, what we think about others, and how others are perceiving us. So it's important for us to process those subconscious thoughts and feelings. So I did. I took each one of these scenarios that kept popping up into my mind, and I gave myself grace in those moments. I basically said, I accept you for how you are right here and right now. And I realized that you didn't have the tools that you needed to act the way maybe you wanted to, or maybe you were just going through a selfish phase in your life, and this is who you were. And I accept you, and I love you for who you are. And I was able to kind of release those emotions and process them. I felt them. I let myself feel them a little while. And then I did my next best step. And you'll always hear me talk about your next best step. So the components of next best step are: 1, I can, which gives you hope. So in that moment, I thought, well, I can allow myself to face these fears. That gives me some hope, because I know that with my faith, I can get through this. Second part of next best step is the I will. This is your empowerment phrase. I am willing to do blank. In this instance, I was willing to allow myself to stop beating myself up and really process what was going on. And then the third one is I must. And I must is always around safety. For my emotional well-being, for my safety, I must allow this to release. I must allow this to process so that it's not bothering me anymore, so that it's not trapped again in my subconscious to further torture me and make me feel like I'm not worthy or I'm a lesser person, and therefore it blocks me. So when you have emotions that pop up unexpectedly in weird ways, maybe all of a sudden you're angry at someone and you really don't know where that's coming from. Or maybe you're very tearful and you really don't know why you're so tearful, because normally you're not. Maybe you just feel really on edge and you really can't pinpoint why you feel on edge. These are your subconscious emotions letting you know, hey, it's safe to process. We need to process this now. We need to recognize what it is that you're feeling. 2, we need to allow yourself to feel that way. And then 3, focus on what your next best step is. Alright, I hope that was helpful for you today. I'll get back to you later. Comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks.